Okay. Oh, my, sudden. What's now? Oh, there we go. And we're in. Let me make sure. I want to make sure audio is working. There we go. I want to make sure of something. I want to make sure I don't have any weird filters on this one. Oh, yeah, no, I shouldn't have that. That should go away. Oh, that's why. I'm sorry. I had a noise cancellation on my audio capture the whole time last week. I just feel silly. All right. And we're back. Anyway, sorry about that. Oh my gosh, I just apparently can't do audio properly this last week. Anyway, um, so welcome back, everyone. Good evening. Hello. Welcome back to Greedfall. We're back to continue our quest lines. We are up next. Our major thing for this week is going to be helping out Taleme, or at least pursuing some goals put forward to us by Taleme, our friendly neighborhood religious extremists. And we're going to be going after as I understand it at least, a cult of demon worshippers that may, in some way or may not, be responsible for a curse that may have something to do with the Malachor. So that's for tonight. It's our big quest for tonight. I am going to be periodically, of course, and perhaps unfortunately, I'm going to be checking here and there my email over here. As you may know, I have quite a lot of stuff to do for my class coming up just now. Tonight, in fact, the end of this stream, is the deadline for submitting anything. So I'm, of course, fully expecting students to have questions and things like that. So if I need to take a moment and respond to something, or at least notice something, I will take the time I need to. That, of course, comes before streaming. It has to. That's a real job. This is just for me, just for you, just for fun. In any case, while we load in, pick up where we left off. Tonight, I have one of my last couple Elysian Pumpkin Ales. Last one will probably be Thursday. I think I have one left after this one. This is the Great Pumpkin. It wasn't bad. This was the one that I wished was a little better, though, I think. It's good, but it's nothing special. There's not much to it. It's tasty. It's good beer, but it's not like spectacularly pumpkin-y. It's just a imperial ale. It's good, but like I said, not excessively special. Anyway, all right. Let's see where to and what to do. You need to find those documents. We do still need Afra with us for now. As the thumbnail will indicate, or has indicated, I suppose, we're going to be switching her out for Petrus, the young Petrus, so to speak. Partway through, when we get to the Taleme quests. I also almost feel that I should apologize for that. This isn't it. Documents are downstairs somewhere? Yeah, our document archives. I almost feel like I need to apologize for that thumbnail. It is, I didn't put in the effort I maybe could have as far as making that look vaguely human. It was very hard. It was oddly difficult for me to find a picture of Petrus without his helmet, and so getting a full picture of his head or his face to put under the hat was very difficult, and that's why he looks a little bit oddly misshapen. Had to fiddle with some stuff. Anyway, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Is this the right way at all? Yep, that's documents, all right. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. Property deed of the logging expedition. Following negotiations between Chief Duncas and Governor de Morange over lands in the Quenvar region, it was hereby decided that the negotiated lands would henceforth be the sole and exclusive property of the merchant congregation for the purpose of carrying out a logging activity. Access to this area is now restricted to members of the congregation. Well, that's a deed, all right, but I don't quite understand why they're not allowing them to go through and to reseed the forest. That seems a little bit unnecessarily confrontational, to say the least. As a reminder, this was the quest we left off on last time. There were natives in congregationalists, I suppose, our people, New Worlders or Old Worlders, fighting over the rights to a glade of trees, for logging, and the natives were attempting at the time to. I need to talk to. The Mirage. The natives were trying to reseed forests, trying to heal it. And for some reason, that was leading to some significant conflict. Again, I have no clue why there was such conflict, why this couldn't be resolved amicably, but you know, it is what it is. Remember how I was mentioning the whole, I'm really pleasantly surprised to see how sensible and reasonable a lot of the NPCs are, and a lot of the NPC factions are in this game. Well, hit and miss. Hello? I mean, we're here in the middle of the night. This is kind of rude. Whatever, it's fine.
Good day, dear sir. Happy to see you again in such fine health. How can I be of service?
I need you to enlighten me about the property deed of a glade near Vigigador. The natives want to access this place, which according to them is sacred, and which they would like to heal. But some of our men there are using this deed to deny them access to the area. Tensions are running high, and some people have died.
Yes, there was a time when we enacted a lot of contracts. Do you have the document with you?
Yes, here it is.
This cession agreement is only signed with a cross on the native side. Well, writing is foreign to them, as is the notion of land ownership. For them, the earth only belongs to itself.
If they did not possess these lands, how did they cede them?
I doubt they knew what this agreement represented, to be honest.
In that case, why make them sign it?
When we arrived on the island, we had to ensure our access to certain commodities. We also had to make sure that we had legal ownership of the lands we were occupying. The natives dreamed of possessing some baubles that they didn't know how to craft. It was easy to make them sign agreements that they didn't understand by giving them some. I was a stranger to their philosophy then. I only thought about my city, and I regret it.
I'm sure we can fix this mistake.
I hope so, Your Excellency. Come, let's find Sir de Corsilion. Can I help you with any other matter?
I will say though, this does resemble a lot of interactions with Native Americans, and that's very clearly meant to.
Sir de Corsilion, it's always a pleasure.
Madame, I expect you've come to see me about
Worth discussing notions of
problem
norms of
concerning
property
a
rights and all
clearing,
that, though.
which my student told me about.
Indeed. And I think I may have a solution that will allow us to solve this conflict peacefully.
I'm listening.
I must admit that I established this at a time when the culture and the mentality of the natives was foreign to me. The clan of this village was rather open to our presence. They welcomed us with benevolence. For this reason, I think we should allow them access to these lands. In doing so, we would appease the tensions, and we would also retain ownership of the wood. We would even benefit from such an agreement if the natives reforest this area. Then we could exploit it for a longer period of time.
I find this decision perfectly viable, and I approve. But several men were killed, and their comrades will seek vengeance if the person or persons responsible do not pay for their crimes.
I am convinced
Uh-oh.
that Dunkus, the chief of this clan, never approved such an action.
I understand. But I will only write a decree allowing people to go to this clearing, provided the murderer is delivered to him.
Thank you, Master. I will inform Dunkus of your decision.
We know who it was. I mean, technically it was the hunters, but realistically it was the old man. The old man who gave the hunters the poisoned meat, and all that whole shebang. Yeah. So this is let's switch for Petrus now. I don't think we need Afra for the rest of this. Just go ahead and bring Petrus for now. All right. I do have to say, Siora and Petrus are my favorite companions, followed by Kurt. Vasco and Afra haven't given as much of a great impression for me, but they're good. I mean, I like all of the characters so far. Afra kind of started off on the wrong foot, let's say, but aside from the whole pointing a gun in my face thing, aside from that, I do like her as a character. She is the scholar who is very jumpy, a very jumpy scholar. That sounds combat-y. What's going on here? Oh well. As I was saying though, as I was alluding to, where are they? Where are they? Hey. Oh, they're right there. Okay. We're getting the lock-on controls, but that's, I think, fine. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. So yeah, the idea of property norms and who qualifies as the owner of a property where it is not formalized, that can be settled through any kind of complex legal theory. Yeah, that was unnecessary. But a property, land property, real estate, real property, needn't necessarily be determined by contractual ownership. Right. Ownership can reasonably be determined through, well, the basics of something like libertarian legal theory, where sort of a Rothbardian model. Eric, you might need to. Hello, guest in the chat. Person without a picture on your profile. Are you a real person? I suspect not, and I suspect that link that you have attempted to post is malicious. Let me see about those boots. Nah. I need to edit. I need to modify those though. I'll do that right now. Should have done that off stream. Darn. Okay, no big deal. Yeah, no. Anyway. Erica, you may need to kill a bot. All right. Do some modification real quick. Oh, we have Afra's thing to do as well. Maybe we should do that next. Maybe we should do that next. We should do the companion quest. Or before much else. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and modify these so I can actually use them. These are better. They are better than what I have. But first, let's put those on. Those give me craftsmanship. Anyway, so property is justly determined by, how do I put it? By either what's the technical term for it? I know it's referred to as homesteading, basically. It's a way of determining the first claimant to a piece of otherwise unclaimed property. And when property is homesteaded, what this functionally means is that it is it's given it is improved in some manner. And by being improved in this way, what is functionally happening is that there we go. Yeah. Is that one is making it into a piece of property, a piece of real estate, a piece of land, and not merely the ground upon which it rests, let's say. Yeah, let's go with the balance one. I don't like the look of those, but it's fine. It's very native. Very native. Perhaps too native. But it's okay. It's not too bad. Anyway, that'll work. Yeah, let's do that. So one can relatively easily determine this, that once, by trying to figure out basically where, what happened to put the land or put whatever it is into the condition that it's in, and this is largely what determines what it is, determining what the thing, what the land under consideration, the land as such, right? The property, not how do I put this? The land as property, the land as a thing, as a substance, to use philosophical terms. What the thing is, and who put it into that condition, who made the thing. It's the same functionally as any other initial ownership norm. Because by homesteading a piece of land, and this goes back to Rothbard's really expanded on this a lot, this theory. By homesteading a piece of land, what one does is one creates something out of the raw materials of, ground and stuff. And so by establishing a sacred glade and by enclosing it and by cultivating it, the natives in this case did in fact own it, even if they didn't have established property norms. Now, the establishment of property norms for the purposes of contract, like the Merchants' Congregation here is concerned about, is extremely important, practically speaking, if not ethically. From a practical standpoint, if they don't have an established title to the land in this way, and whether that's the natives or not, if that's the natives or themselves, then any of the other nations, or even any other individuals, particularly from the old world, from the continent, could justly lay claim to it. That would be a problem, right? And by actually exchanging goods for the land, they have some kind of a purchase arrangement. Of course, now it is the kind of purchase arrangement, the kind of exchange, which relies very heavily on asynchronous information, which isn't necessarily wrong, but under at least some circumstances, it can be underhanded. I don't think that it necessarily was in this case. They were, in fact, trading something that they knew to be valuable for something that the natives knew to be valuable. It's just that they didn't have a proper appraisal, a full appraisal of what it was that they were selling. But this is fine. This is normal. This is what speculation is all about. This is how speculation works in general. We even have there's a parable that Christ tells about someone purchasing land where they know that a treasure is buried. And it's not like the person in the story offers a fair price for the treasure. They offer the price for the land, and they get the treasure because they purchased the land it was on. The seller didn't know about it. And of course, this is not, remarked as something unjust, because it's not. It's not unjust. It's leveraging. It is leveraging an asymmetry in information. That's all. It's, again, also distinct from things like lying as well, obviously.
What brings you here on Homanawi?
Again, distinct from lying primarily because it's simply omission. It's pure omission when one was not asked, functionally. It's an asking price, and the asking price was paid. That's all there was to it. And there was now, if there had been more than one person aware of it, and there was a bidding war, that the increasing of prices due to the competitive bids would have informed the landowner that there was something additionally valuable about their land. And this is how prices. This is what prices are for. They convey information between parties that is not communicated through language, at least not typically. I'm gonna light a candle as I go because I forgot to do that. I will. Anyway, let's see. Let's see how we can resolve this.
At this old man's request, I investigated the conflict that opposes you and my nation regarding the clearing. You will now be able to access it freely, to accomplish your rituals or heal the area. And the congregation will keep exploiting the forest. However, there is one condition to this new agreement. You must deliver this man to us because he is responsible for the deaths of several woodcutters.
These men died because of their own foolishness. No one else is responsible for their deaths. If they hadn't cut all the oakerberry trees, they would have survived. What does that mean?
Not true, though.
What are the two of you talking about?
3 woodcutters died after eating the meat of an andrig after it was killed by a venomous Dawson tat.
It's nothing but a terrible coincidence. And if they had eaten the oakerberry...
We know that you are responsible for this. The hunters told me everything.
How could you do this? You acted more foolishly than an irascible adolescent. By killing these men, you have brought upon us their wrath. And it is only natural that they should ask for justice.
Dunkus, I beg you. I only wanted the Renoixe to understand the value of the trees they were cutting.
Bloodshed only leads to more bloodshed, and you know that. I would never have thought you capable of doing something so foolish.
If you want to stop the woodcutters taking vengeance into their own hands, you must deliver this man to us.
I understand. But I have one condition before we make this agreement. The Lugaid Blau fooled us in the past. It is their turn to prove their good faith.
What do you want from us?
There is a mine in the forest that the congregation has long operated with help from my people. But digging into the mountain has risked it collapsing. We reinforced the earth with wood. We worked with the Lugaid Blau to save the mountain and the men. We agreed to stop digging and sealed the entrance with a boulder. But some Renaigse came back, and I think they started digging again. And some of my people started going missing. Perhaps because they had seen them break their promise. If the mountain collapses and it is your clan's fault, thousands of lives will be lost.
Collapsing a whole
And you want
mountain?
me to intervene?
You have to stop them. Remind them of their promise. This is the price of my trust. If you do, we punish the person responsible for the death of the woodcutters, and all our quarrels will be gone.
I'll go to this mine and see what's going on.
Is there anything else?
Interesting. No, that'll work.
I must leave. Goodbye, Dunkus.
Qua awalum say.
I do have to say, though, about this exchange in particular, that... Okay, so what the old man said about it being a matter of, well, if they hadn't cut down the trees, then they wouldn't have blah, 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 blah. I think that seems clearly mistaken. If they had not cut down the trees, they still likely would have, they still almost certainly would have died, because they wouldn't have known what to do with the, the berries or whatever it was that was for the purpose of, how do I put it? For the purpose of properly preparing the meat, such that it was non-lethal, right? This was, I think, very clearly still a case of murder. It's not like it was. It was certainly not, how would I say, the natural consequences of their actions. If it were them simply allowing the natives, that is, allowing the settlers to suffer the natural consequences of their actions, that might be different. But that's clearly not what happened. Clearly not what happened. Anyway, let's continue along. I may have to respond to an email right here. Yes, I do. Pardon me for a moment. Alright, there we go. All set. I was just saying I'm also being a bit of tech support for my students. Given that their project, the final project they're turning in this evening, the last major assignment is a video interview. I've talked about this before, I think, from time to time, and that it is that they have to record an interview with some kind of religious authority figure, and then upload it here to YouTube, and then send a link to me. Now, this is difficult, apparently. I mean, I'm not entirely surprised at the difficulty, really. There is, despite how much I do this, not everyone does. Certainly not everyone does as often as I do. So, and even I'm pretty much an amateur at this whole thing. But trying to figure this out, while also trying to do the assignment proper, because the assignment isn't, like I said, it's not about the digital process, right? The recording and uploading process. That's not what I'm after. I'm after the actual interview. But I have found that it is probably the most technically simple way is to upload it to YouTube and send a link that way, and effective, certainly the most effective way. The issue is a lot of people don't quite know how to do that, and when they try to do something like that, it can turn out problems if either the recording isn't done properly, or in the right format, or anything like that. It can cause issues, or just a bad connection to YouTube, or just YouTube doesn't like you today. As I know quite well, sometimes YouTube doesn't like you. And so I'm having to do some work with my students to make sure that everything works out just fine. Ideally before the deadline, or midnight. But I already do have an arrangement with at least a few students who are going to have to submit late due to either technical issues or scheduling problems. Because the other thing about conducting an interview as part of a project is you're relying not only on your own schedule, but on someone else's schedule as well. Hello, what's up?
Sorry, this is private property. I cannot allow you to enter.
Actually, no one should be able to enter. This mine is doomed. It's terribly dangerous.
I wouldn't know. Our employer, Mr. Maillard, is the owner. He's got all the deeds required. Listen, you should go to the authorities. They can confirm all the paperwork.
I definitely will.
This seems... I mean...
If this mine is as dangerous as Doncaster said it was, those who are exploiting it, do these people not have any regard for the lives of their miner?
These Renaigse must not have taken us seriously. We should take a closer look.
Oops, what was that? Is that a new thing? I meant to do this. I can go around here. Yes, I can. Look at that. Look at that.
We should take the path that overlooks the outer wall. We should be able to see inside from...
Stop shouting, Sade. Okay. This does otherwise seem like one hell of a bureaucratic runaround. And if I weren't playing Stefan, I would be getting frustrated.
Crazy fools have reopened this mine.
Okay. I mean, we expected that. It's still surprising to me. Oh?
They use captives from the villages to dig their mine.
They've made them into
great.
slaves. We must talk to Sir de Corsillon. I hope that our nation is not involved in this business.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is, okay, first of all, it seems odd to me that it's possible to collapse the mountain by mining under it. Not even, like, blast mining, just by digging improperly. That seems implausible to me, but again, I don't know much about geology. I don't know much about mining, so I suppose. Back to De Castillon. Yeah. But beyond that, yeah, every bit of this seems terribly underhanded. We'll help Afra after we're finished with this. Let's, this seems like a Kurt thing, I guess. So let's switch out Petrus. Kurt. Come on, Kurt. Okay. All right. Something I did discover, thankfully, is that when those when the thought bots and such get deleted, they actually do go away. It's just because I'm a moderator, I can see them. I actually don't know if anyone else can. If anyone else winds up being around and can confirm or deny that their deleted message is still around, or it's excuse me, or at least that it can be seen that there was a message deleted. Let me know that, because on the replay, on the playback, the playback of the chat, there's nothing, thankfully, which is very nice. It completely disappears as if it never happened, other than us acknowledging it, of course.
Sir de Corsilion.
Decidez, my young student, what can I do for you?
I've come to ask you about a mine near Vigigador. It was closed for a long time for security reasons, but someone has started exploiting it again.
I seem to recall that a concession in this area was sold to a Master Maillard. However, I do not recall the details of the contract. It was established by the previous government. He is a rich merchant from Serene who arrived on the island only a short while before we did. People say that he is unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous? That's an understatement. This man had some natives captured and he's using them as slaves to work in this mine.
What? Does this old brigand really think that he is above the law? We cannot tolerate such methods, but we must determine the best way to attack him. You should start by finding the deed to his property in the archives. Don't worry. We'll not let this man's behavior go unpunished. Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
Not at the moment.
Looking forward to seeing you again, Sir de Corsilion.
Oh, excuse me again. This is one heck of a lengthy side quest. This is much more than I thought it would be. Nothing new there. Alright, so yeah, Afra is going to need something, so we'll help Afra shortly. But I want to finish this first, because we started this last time. I was thinking this was just a little side quest, like a thing or two. Oh no, there's a logging dispute. But no, it turns out, yes, there was a logging dispute, but the logging dispute turned into a poisoning scandal, and the poisoning scandal turned into a dangerous mine, and the dangerous mine turned into a massive slave empire, and I'm just like, what is happening here? This is one heck of a thing to uncover all of a sudden in this way. Massive conspiracies that go layers deep. Really quite something. Okay, archives. Property deed of an old mining plot belonging to Master Maillard. This document is written in legal jargon. It is a property deed belonging to Master Maillard. It concerns some land situated in the Quenvar region, including an old mine. The document was signed by Madame de Morange. You will need her help to understand all legal subtleties.
It seems as though you can't decipher the glyphs of your own people's document.
I get lost in all the legal jargon. But they have Lady Morange's seal. We should find her to understand exactly what they say.
Okay. That's unrealistic for Stefan. If we're playing the character properly. He should definitely know what he's talking about in terms of legal jargon. Come on now. Okay, here we go. This quest, by the way, has already taken like 6 in-game days or something like that. Just with all the traveling.
Good day, dear sir. Happy to see you again in such fine health. How can I be of service?
Let's see.
I need your advice once more. This time it's about the property deeds of a plot of land and of a mine acquired by a certain Maillard. Here are the deeds. I must admit that I understand very little of what's written, but your seal is on it.
Do not worry, this type of document is always difficult to decipher for the uninitiated. However, they are very clear. Master Maillard is the owner of a plot of land located near Vigigidor. He can exploit the forest and plant anything he wants there, but it says here that he does not have the right to exploit the mine. It's even repeated in this other paragraph. Any attempt at mining on this land is forbidden.
And yet the mine which was located on this plot of land has been reopened and is being exploited as we speak.
According to these documents, the mine has been closed for security reasons. This man's behavior is reckless. You should go see him. He's presently in New Serene. He usually spends time at the port when he comes. He has some warehouses there.
Go. One more email to respond to. I apologize. Let's there we go. I hope that's a sufficient answer. Should be. All right. Like I said, I'm just wanting to check every once in a while, make sure things are in order. All right. Let's actually meet the bastard. I kind of want to see if there's an option to just call him out.
Come closer, good people.
Just, you know, straight up call him a slaving bastard and accuse him of violating a treaty and all that stuff. Excuse me. There he is. Okay.
Master Maillard.
Who's asking?
De Sardet. I am the legate of the congregation.
Well, I'm flattered. What brings you here, Your Excellency?
I'm here to talk to you about the mine you have near Vigigidor. Are you aware that you have no right to operate it? Nor are you allowed to employ slaves there.
But what are you talking about? Surely this is a misunderstanding. Listen, I'm sure there is a way for us to get along. I'm an honest merchant. I've always paid all taxes, and the small bonus is neat.
I see.
Please tell your cousin that I would be happy to send him the gift of his choice. Now, Your Excellency, if you will allow me, I have to get back to my activity.
I'm afraid you don't understand, Master. It's not a money problem. That mine is dangerous, and you endanger the congregation on this island by behaving this way with the native.
Come on, don't be so serious, young man. I'm sure it's nothing that a small bonus can't fix. Goodbye, sir. Best wishes to your cousin.
Okay, so this actually brings up something really interesting. So, first of all, a problem with mercantilism. Because the Merchants Congregation, or the Congregation of Merchants, whatever you want to call it, is... how would I put this? I guess you'd say they take responsibility for the things that they for the properties that they allow and the operations that they approve and all of that. They basically take responsibility for it in a sort of mercantilist manner. The problem with that, with a mercantilist model where there is a kind of state control over property use under these circumstances, things like that. The big problem with this is, I mean, aside from, aside from the infringements upon the rights of others, which are kind of obvious, the other problem is the alleviation of responsibility. Because if this guy, if Maillard had been the sole owner, the sole proprietor of this mine and this property, he would have been legally and reputationally as well responsible for any negative externalities, any damages caused by the mine and by its operation, etc., etc. But in its current, as it stands, because it is operated sort of under the purview of the merchants' congregation of merchants, whatever, the congregation has to take blame for when it goes wrong. See, I think this is, again, I think a key problem with mercantilism that we don't often account for. It's not just that people's legal rights are taken away by the state. It's also that people's legal responsibilities are taken away by the state. And there's only so much the state can do to compensate that. So in a rational order, in a sort of Rothbardian social model, social theory, legal theory, rather, this would turn out something like, well, if he wants to pay someone extra, if he wants to pay somebody off, it would be him paying the cost to those upon whom he imposes a cost, right? So if his mining operation causes damage to other property, to someone else, then he would have to pay for that damage, and that would be this extra cost that he's attempting here to incur. So his model is almost correct, but it's distorted by the intervention of the congregation, the intervention of the state, functionally speaking.
Sir de Corsillion.
Decidez, my young student, what can I do for you?
I verified the contract with Lady Morange. The exploitation of the mine is illegal, as we expected, without even taking into account what he's doing to the natives.
Which is also kind of the more important thing, honestly.
So, what did he have to say in his defense?
He turned a deaf ear and tried to bribe me.
Oh, some of these merchants are so rich that they forget basic decency. But it's high time we reminded him of who is in charge of the congregation on this island.
I mean, basic rent-seeking, really.
This is an eviction notice which dispossesses him of all his land for breaching his contract. For his crimes against the natives, he's banished from this island.
Damn.
I will make him aware of this decision, but you should go to the mine immediately. The prisoners must be freed as soon as possible, and the mine closed once more.
I'll take care of it.
I have a feeling I'm going to have
Can
to
your
beat a
professor
messenger
still
there.
prove himself useful?
No, that's all.
Looking forward to seeing you again.
If
Sir de Corsillion.
Maillard's messenger gets there before we do, I have a feeling that this is going to go poorly, for especially for the native slaves. In any case, though, it really is a form of rent seeking, where we have these weird, perverse incentives to pay off agents of the state, rather than paying for real business expenses, and that even includes paying for any damages caused or anything like that by business operations. It is really a kind of oh, jeez, really? Okay. It's really a system of a very elaborate system of perverse incentives, where it's not just that there is an incentive to bribe the state, but I mean to capture the regulatory capture and all that stuff, but rather that regulatory capture and everything that goes along with it, right? Bribes for officials, everything that Maillard was trying to do here becomes the more beneficial business arrangement. So even if, actually, you know what? I'll put a, hello, because I wanted to write something down here for a second. There was something that Dave Smith and on his podcast, Part of the Problem, was talking about, I think in the context of Elon Musk, was talking about the weird problems that arise when there are, regulatory systems like this. That was cool. That's really cool. That is not a spell or anything that I have seen used, that I've been able to use before. What the heck was that? Maybe it's just because I don't know the button. It's just a melee attack. Very cool. Alright, anyway. He was talking about this in the context of, I think it was in the context of Elon Musk, where he was saying how, yeah, Elon realizes that that basically the state is a mafia writ large. That whole the whole libertarian line of thinking, which he has recently, by the way, which is pretty darn cool if you ask me. However, the question naturally arises: if he knows that, if he understands and acknowledges that the state is basically a criminal organization, why is he working with the state so readily? Because, I don't know if you've noticed, he does. He does rent-seeking and regulatory capture and the whole shebang. Basically everything that one should not do if you are the least bit concerned. That requires agility? So, that's weird. He doesn't have that much agility. I want him to have a sword, but it needs agility. That's bizarre. I didn't realize that. Huh. Okay. I mean, that's way better than what he has. It's only 245 gold. Yeah, let's just get that for him. Let's modify it a little bit. Ooh, that just looks cool. I kind of have to do that. Yeah, I kind of have to do that. It's a massive physical damage buff. Absolutely. All right. Cool. I love it. I'm going to sell off the old Zweihander and get going. Anyway, like I was saying, I think that that this is a really, this is an obvious criticism of somebody like Elon Musk, who recognizes the problem with the regulatory state, but still kind of goes along with it, partially out of necessity, but also just partially out of perverse incentives.
I cannot allow you to enter.
I don't need your authorization. I have here an eviction notice signed by the governor's ministers. The former owner, Mr. Maillard, has lost his rights due to a breach of contract.
Look, ultimately, we are not the ones who decide. We only obey the boss's orders.
In that case, Where can I find him to notify him of his loss?
You'll find him around here
You
somewhere,
know.
Your Excellency.
Excellent.
Mr. Maillard was in New Serene. What is he doing here, and how did he beat us here?
Are you looking for trouble?
Master Maillard, I'm so glad to find you here. Here is a document from Sir de Corsillon on behalf of my cousin. Considering the fact that you have not respected the terms of your contract of ownership, you are hereby expelled. The methods you used against the islanders has also ensured your banishment from Teofredi.
Impossible. By what right? Guards, this man threatens me.
Oh, this is high level. All right.
These people were monsters. I wouldn't cry over... Come now, let's go free my brothers, and we can tell Dunkas everything.
Well, that worked out well enough. I love this attack speed bonus. Ooh. That maybe to Kurt. Might be good for Kurt. Oh, he has one. He's exactly the same. He already has exactly that. Okay. Sure, can't wear a helmet. That's fine. All right. Anyway. But like I was saying, right, that I think the big problem that we recognize is, I think the example they used, or an example they used that I think was very insightful was Microsoft, where Microsoft was just doing some nice consumer-friendly, product creation. They were making products that people wanted to buy for the most part. And they were, instead of spending money on, trying to get regulators in their pockets and all that sort of thing, they were just spending money on things like research and development, the good market type stuff. Hi there, sir. Okay, cool.
Go without fear. You are free. And know that we are sorry for what happened to you.
You must believe that not all Legade Blow or Aloy.
He is an Almanawi. That's why he understands us. Thank you. We will not forget.
Thank you. But because what happened with Microsoft in this case was that because they were not spending money on lobbyists, and some of their competitors were, Congress, I believe it was U.S. Congress, but the state, broadly speaking, started threatening Microsoft with antitrust legislation. Not for any good reason, not because they were actually a monopoly, but because because basically their competitors wanted them defeated, and the best way of doing that was not to outcompete them, it was to capture the state and use the state as a weapon against against Microsoft, against their big competition. And this is, of course, most of what antitrust legislation does. And so what happened was they wound up shifting a lot of their investment structure, Microsoft did, shifting a lot of their investment structure to start capturing regulators, start massive lobbying campaigns. And that's where that's part of why we see Bill Gates nowadays as more of a how do I put this? I guess, I don't know, political agitator than as a businessman. Because he is what he is now. Because, well, what else is he going to do? He has to. He and Microsoft and basically every major corporation has to be a be lobbyists first and actual producers second. Or maybe not even second. Maybe well after second. Yeah, that's much better. Wait, if I unequip it, he just doesn't have a helmet? He just has a helmet by default? Ah, that's cheap. Oh well. I do like his default helmet, but whatever. Alright, let's sell some stuff off. I like it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna put it in my chest. It's cool looking. Oh, and I can also sell off my junk, can't I? Oh, wait, inventory. Sell off the junk in my inventory too. There we go. All right, now onward. So yeah, that's it's a complicated matter, and it's very closely analogous to what we're seeing here because, you know, Maillard is, based on how we saw him before he died, tragically. Based on how we saw him, he was a shrewd businessman, but he was one who found that it was far more profitable to spend his money on bribes because it was useful and profitable for him to get in good with the state, the merchant's congregation, rather than, and therefore able to conduct underhanded business and all that kind of stuff, rather than actually do things that were productive for anyone. Again, perverse incentives, incentive structures created by the interference in the market that mercantilism is completely founded upon, unfortunately.
What brings you here on Almanawi?
I mean, for everything good about what I've said about the congregation of merchants, this really is the dark side of it. Mercantilism has its significant dark side. It's closer to something free and good and cooperative and just and all of that, but there's also significant problems with it that we're seeing here.
I was able to close the mine. The man who operated it was arrested and he will be banished.
Yes.
Sorry about the chair noises.
Those you freed told me. From now on, you are my parents, my friend. You knew how to renew my trust in your clan. Just as trees grow back after being cut.
Thank you, Dunkus. I'm honored. Will you give us the old man?
If you allow it, I would like to punish him myself. Enough blood has been spilled, and he will only call for more. Since he loved the forest to the point of killing for it, he will be sentenced to healing. Every day he will replant what your men will cut down. Every day until the end of his life. Does this punishment seem acceptable to you?
If I explain to Sir de Corsillon that the man was sentenced to forced labor, I suppose he will approve. Thank you, Dunkus. It's a wise sentence.
It's a much wiser sentence than just calling it forced labor. Much, much wiser.
I must leave.
It's not, because it's not just punishment per se. It is, it's corrective. Not just corrective of him, but it is corrective of the damage he has done. And it seems it's one of those things that is, productive to everyone involved. I think it's a very, very good thing. Ah, it costs 3 points. No, no. I have to wait that long. Oh, man. I need to wait. I need to wait 3 more levels, or 2 more levels, so I can get this. God, I can't believe it costs 3 points. That's rough. That is rough. All right. Okay. I have a talent point, though. Let's do intuition. Vigor's nice, but we have stuff for it. Craftsmanship, again, we have things for it. Yeah, let's go intuition, again, for dialogue options. There we go. Oh, that's it. Level 21. Alright. Okay. Let's do that. Where's our closest camp? Nowhere. Man, that's far. Okay. Wow, yeah, that's farish. Okay, let's just go to the Vedrai camp. That'll work. The companions.
Desade, I'm happy to see you. I can't wait to find this famous cave of knowledge and what it contains. I could probably go alone, but just think about what you could learn, and not only about yourself. Don't you want to understand where your face markings come from?
Actually, yes. Very much so.
You're right, Afra. I will accompany you.
Thank you, Desade. Let's return to Duncas's village. Our new friends will surely be able to tell us more about this cave.
I'm deeply curious enough to wonder what in the world is going on with even just what Unol Manawi means. Like, we don't actually know. Oh, jeez, really? I have to return via the path. I can't just... Alright, let's go. Okay, return to Yigidao. The Yigidao. Question the young people. The youths. Over here. Alright.
We are happy to see you again. You will always be welcomed as friends here.
Thank you. I'm glad to see you too. But we came to ask you something.
Of course. What do you want?
When we participated in the Duncas meditation, he spoke of a cave of knowledge.
In the Duncas meditation.
And you want to see it? You still wish
that's
to
awkward.
learn how we become bound? It is a very sacred place. Only those who will become Donegada may enter there.
That's right, Year One. But they saved my life.
If someone finds out that we have helped the Renaigse to enter a sacred place, they will refuse to bind me.
Duncas will never do such a thing. What needs to be done will happen, no matter...
You're probably right.
Look for the entrance in the Vedhat Ganadu. Entering there will not be easy, but you will have to discover the rest by yourself. Like true apprentices.
Thank you, Morian. And fear not. No one will ever learn what you have entrusted us with.
I mean, we have 2 Unol Manawi going there. So it's probably fine, right? It's probably fine, culturally speaking. Onward. Yeah, let's just go there instead of quick traveling. If nothing else, it's pretty. Oh, wait. Yeah, this way. Right? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It's very pretty. The landscapes in this game are remarkable. Really. Alright. Anyway, so in gaming news, I guess I should say, as I can call it, I've seen the trailer for the new, eventually forthcoming Star Wars game, Eclipse. The trailer is really cool. It's incredibly intriguing. But at the same time, it gives me absolutely no idea what the game is going to be about. All I know is it's set in the High Republic, and it involves the Trade Federation and some species we've never seen before. Which is a little odd. Really, that's kind of it. And that it involves a few planets that are very close to one another. A few weird little things like that. Like when it takes place, and a few things having to do with the nature of the world or worlds that it takes place near and on. I do know that it's made by whatever it is, I forget the studio's name, that made Detroit Become Human. And Heavy Rain and a few other things like that. That alone makes me a little bit skeptical. I was not a fan of Detroit Become Human, not because the ideas weren't interesting. They were kind of interesting. Not as fascinating as they were trying to be, I don't think, but they were at least somewhat interesting. But that it was very much a sort of branching linear walking simulator type game. It was a kind of interactive movie type thing rather than a. That's interesting.
Staying here too long, though, in case our corpse's cousins turn up. But we need to find a way to force this bloody root door.
Anyway, I'm concerned that it will be something like that.
Hey,
But, I don't know. I guess call it Telltale style.
We could ask you the same
Like
question.
that.
Except we found this place first. The treasure is ours. So I suggest you disappear. Fast.
No.
Listen, we didn't mean to bother you. We were only exploring the area. But perhaps you could tell us exactly what you're doing here.
You look like nobility, and we don't want any trouble. We also are explorers. We discover secret places. That type of thing.
Really? And you found one near here?
Yeah. We managed to convince a savage to talk to us. And he told
Be sure
us
to look
there's
at
a
him,
holy cave
Ciara.
not far from here. The kind of place where the natives hide their treasures. But be careful, eh? It's ours.
And how do you plan on entering
I don't know if that
this
was
cave?
intentional or if that
Well,
was
with
just
enough
accidental based on
explosives, we'll eventually get
animations.
through
But
those roots blocking the entrance.
that
It's
little
only a matter of time.
I see. Very subtle. And the islander didn't tell you anything about this?
He didn't really have the time. And he didn't have a key on him. Just some bloody seeds. Anyway, now that you know what we're doing here, you better leave.
Listen, I don't want to worry you, but you are taking a big risk by staying around here. When the Islanders clan notice his disappearance, they will come for him. You can imagine what will happen then.
Yeah, you're not wrong. With
Frozen
the
is so
time
useful.
it'll take to craft enough explosives, we may end up with a whole tribe after us. Never mind, guys. We're leaving, fast!
That was really useful. Yeah, that worked out surprisingly well. All right. Seed of the Door of Knowledge. Seed, huh? Maybe Ciara can maybe help explain what the heck's going on with this. Yeah, it's a big old vine-covered
At
covered
last,
door.
we made it here.
How do we get in?
Look around. There has to be a way.
I'm going to assume that because Ciara is on Omanawi, she's done this before, and that she's just not telling us.
This stone. There's a slot at the top. Probably to put something in.
The natives' beliefs are based on exchanges. If we want this door to open, I imagine that we will have to make an offering.
Now we have to find out what we should offer.
Here is my offering to the Cave of Knowledge.
Yeah, it has to be the seed we just got, right?
Place the seed on the stone.
Gotta be it. Yeah, okay. That wasn't that complicated. Alright. Anyway, I am tentatively looking forward to Eclipse. Star Wars Eclipse. It could be very good. It could be something absolutely worth playing when it eventually comes out in like 2 to 5 years. Or it could be something that's probably worth watching, but maybe not worth playing. As a lot of those style games often are. Huh.
It's not possible just now.
Soon, though. On the way out, once Afra likes me. Actually, wait, no. I have an outfit that gives me science, don't I? I think I do. Don't I? Let me see. That, yes, gives me science. Sweet. I just put on my alchemical stuff. Kaboom! Alright, switch back. Alright, cool. This just an alternate way. This looks like it was just an alternate way in. I'm not really sure. Yeah, just an alternate way in, I think. Alright, let's just go in. Okay. Ooh, iron. Some nice iron. Never mind. Handy, but. This is a dead end, but it might be an interesting one. It's not. An overlook. This one too. All of these are just nice little overlooks. Huh. Of, is it a volcano? Or something angelic, maybe? I'm not really sure. That's an interesting fresco. Mural? Fresco? Whatever you call it. Yeah, that's definitely something emerging from the volcano.
The character has changed. He now resembles an Onol Manawi.
You're right.
Oh, I'm going the wrong way
They
here.
even depict his bond to the forest.
This is the wrong way. I should go this way first here.
It seems like this painting depicts some kind of ritual.
Yes. The character at the center is pouring blood on a stone. And one of these giant creatures that the natives call Nardides is present.
The location looks like the stone circle where we met the 2 young natives.
Someone's coming. Let's hide. If anyone finds us here, we're sure to lose the trust of the... Where are you going? We must leave before they discover our presence. Someone's coming. Let's hide. If anyone finds us here, we're sure to lose the trust of the islanders.
Okay, yep. Let's go up here. Hide in one of these little overlooks. Where we were sneaking, stalking. Time to spy on some youths.
Esco halen, esco valg med agengo selerge mantadabem, avenundanum.
Mach, es boglen daigan ni dau. A yigi dames etier comelei.
Cair to, Morian, ages radai de radi dawem tairger began.
Cauden nes greta comelei. Nas oltargotu, vregdetet mad advad. Abud antadab me en ekekam. No adaholeg.
I don't know what that meant. I will say, as great a job they did with the language, with the accent, and with all of that, the voice acting for native speech, it sounds, it's a little stilted. And maybe that is to do with the actual language itself, and maybe that's just to do with the acting. I think it's a little bit to do with the language itself.
The cave were magnificent and have taught us so much. It is obvious that they depict
Too
the
many
bonding
adjacent
ritual
vowels.
and its consequences. It is by pouring their blood on the raised stones that the natives become metamorphs.
I'm not really sure if I follow you.
And yet it's clear to see. The islanders think that their ritual has magic consequences, but there must be some sort of contamination in their blood as they pour it. The only way to verify this theory is to attend a full ritual. We must attend Yewan's.
How will we know when it takes place?
Duncan said it would take place after the young people visited the cave, and they will most likely need some preparation. We should go to the Holy Circle of Kurganau tomorrow. What do you say? Will you come with me?
Yeah, okay.
Very well. I hope that Dunkus will not be too angry after seeing us there.
Let's take some time to rest, and then we'll go back to the place where we met them.
Okay. Where did we meet them? It was right here, right? Yeah, right here was the circle. Right, there. Yeah, so if we just go back to that campsite and wait right there, next to it, that should be fine. Seems a little silly that it's exactly 24 hours. Seems a little silly to me, but okay. You know, they got to time it somehow for you know, gameplay purposes, but I would think like the next morning or something like that. Why have a day-night cycle if you're not going to use it, right? Oh wait, where's the camp? There it is. Let's sleep. Rest until dawn. 3 hours, huh? Two hours, huh? No. Okay, so let's wait. Let's just wait around. We have time. Uh, 1 minute of game time is approximately 2 seconds, so that's 4 minutes. That's fine. We can do some gathering, I suppose, while we wait. Anyway. Yeah, I've been... Oh, what is this? Oh, that's not what we wanted. Okay, got him. That wasn't so bad. Again, with this massive attack speed. Even fairly deadly monsters are not that big threat. I mean, to be fair, I'm also playing on easy. Yeah, I just went to a camp and waited. Yeah, thank you, Erica. That was, if I had not done that, then I would have been waiting for 50 minutes, the better part of an hour, just lurking. That's not something I wanted to do. I do have a limited amount of time to do this, after all. The stream, I mean, not anything else. Anyway. Being the third week of Advent, we do finally have our Christmas lights up. Took us a little while, but we managed. We got everything all set. I have to say, I've basically, because we don't have gutters on our house. So I've basically given up on hanging lights along the eaves. So instead, we have a magnolia tree in the front yard, and we have a crepe myrtle tree and some hedges, and, like bushes and hedges and things. So instead, we just decorated all of that with Saoirse helping and hindering, but mostly helping, which was nice. Erica doing a good deal of the work, and me doing the latter work. Of course, there's one additional thing that I really want to do. I think we're out of lights, but I really want to. Erica knows what I'm talking about too. So a couple years ago, we accidentally planted a cherry tree, wild cherries, which is incredibly tall now. Like a year and a half later, this was last summer that a berry just kind of landed by the side of our house. By the time it was, we noticed that it was actually a tree and not just like one of the bushes over there. It was, oh yeah, we are out of lights. Well, we'll see. By the time we noticed, it was already like 6 or 7 feet tall, and about that thick at the base. So there was no just yanking the thing out. So we let it grow. Now, a year and a half later, it is over the peak of our house. It is probably 30 to 40 feet tall. I want to put lights on that. Because we're at the top of the hill of our neighborhood. So our house is pretty much the highest one in the neighborhood. Except for some of the 2-story houses that go a little higher, but they're down the road a little ways. But this tree is the highest tree, is the tallest tree in the neighborhood because it's up on this hill. So having some lights on top of that would just be so nice. It would be so spectacular. I'd love it.
Your curiosity is truly unquenchable.
Forgive our
Just how to fix
intrusion,
your cape.
Duncas, but
Come on,
I
Stefan.
really want to attend Year One's ritual. I have learned a lot thanks to you, but I still have so much left to understand.
If
Erica
you
says
were
no,
one of
but
ours, Afra,
I wanna.
I would be flattered to have such an inquisitive and resolute apprentice. You can attend the ritual, but promise me that you will be discreet. No Renaigse ever had this honor before.
Wow.
We will do everything in our power to
That honor
prove
goes to a member of the Bridge
ourselves worthy
Alliance,
of
though,
your
really?
trust, Duncas.
That's surprising. That's honestly quite surprising. Especially given that your peoples are literally at war. Alright, let's see.
How are you? You must be feeling impatient.
Impatient, yes, and a little bit afraid as well.
It's only natural to be afraid, Yerwan. It's a new life starting for you. But I will be by your side, now and forever.
Interesting.
Times really must have changed for some Renaigse to attend our rituals. These are very different from the others. Their leader is an Onal Menawi after all.
I know I look like them, but I'm not one of them.
You may not be bonded, but your parents must have been. You should be proud and happy about it. It is probably thanks to your bond that Duncas has accepted your present.
How is that possible? That's exceptionally strange that the parents de Sardet were somehow bonded to Tirfredi? Unless this whole ancient expedition was a lot more recent than I was thinking. But that doesn't quite make sense either, because these ruins seem to be quite old. And we'll see where this goes. I'm curious, more and more curious.
People have suffered many lions attacks, often during rituals. In some villages, all the young Sinal Manawi were abducted. You seem different from the other Zafra, but I can't help worrying.
I have nothing to do with these attacks, Duncas, I swear.
I believe you. Otherwise, you would not be here with us. But I hope that your brothers will not be there in the shadows, ready to pounce on our children.
Well, if they are, we will shoot them. I certainly will. Huh, that's weird, huh? Erica shrugs loudly. Yeah, I don't know. It is weird. It genuinely is. Why are you using that? A metal? I mean, I guess one of those trinkets that the Continentals keep selling to them.
You are an Onolmanawi now, Yawan. And soon you will heal the earth by our sides. Like a real Donegal.
Thank you, Dunkas. I feel so proud.
I am so happy that we can be Voglendaiga together at last.
What about you, Afra? Did you find the answers you were looking for?
It's strange. I didn't exactly understand what happened, but I am moved.
I didn't either.
Some events must be understood with the heart, not the head.
It seems like you are right, Dunkas.
We are under attack.
Of course. Well, that was sudden.
Here, Toxida. The Lions want to take our children.
I won't let them take you, Mother.
They won't touch you. Decide that we have to protect.
You can count on me.
You've no magic left. Drink a poke. Close to his Nestiri.
Be careful! You're growing tired. You should drink a potion.
Is there more? No, that was it. Okay.
Your curiosity, Afra, has saved lives. If it weren't for you, people from my village would have been abducted or killed. I am infinitely grateful, especially considering that fighting against your brothers could not have been easy.
Indeed. These people were brutes. They had it coming. However, you don't know how right you are, Dunkas. I recognize some of these men.
Really? Did they belong to the governor's court?
No. They worked for my former master, Dr. Asili. I was his student for a long time before I realized that this man's methods were questionable. He was so obsessed with his goals that he became cruel. But I can't believe he'd go as far as abducting people for his experiments.
You think that the Onolmanawi are used for experiments?
Now that I have seen these soldiers, I am certain of it. And I'm afraid they may suffer atrocious treatment under the guise of scientific progress. I am so ashamed.
Come now, shame serves no purpose. And you are proof that the lions are not all the same.
Thank you, Dunkas. And thank you, Desade. You opened my eyes.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's very good, actually. I mean, it's not at all good that there's this deep of corruption happening in the Bridge Alliance, but it is I don't know, predictable, I guess I would say. This aligns very closely with what I would expect from the Bridge Alliance. Let's put it that way. mean, they're the priests of science, which, if we know anything about our world, has historically been a prelude to atrocities. Science developing into something vaguely religious. Actually, let's see. Let me see. Let's, can't do that one. Not that, not that. Yeah. Let's do that. Oh, this is the thing where we have to make friends with the village. We'll come back to that. As promised, we were doing stuff with Petrus tonight. So let's go and do that. Eventually, we'll go and do that one next. The thing about the knots. But for right now, let's go there. Yes, and we will switch out Afra for Petrus. Okay. Farm. Okay, let's sell off some junk. Anything in here we can sell? No, doesn't look like it. Oh, I'm still wearing the blacksmith things. Silly of me. I remember to switch those. Alright, cool. Alright, let's go. Where is this village? Let's see. Oh, jeez. It's around a loop. Alright, well, let's go around the loop then. It'll be fine. It's like around this way. Oh, it's the bat things. There's bat things. Let's go and beat up some bat things. Does that mean that all of these standing stones are there because they were put up by, what are they called?
Your magic is running out. Take a potion.
Okay. I mean, call it cheapness if you want, but I actually really like that this game doesn't bother to include a loot animation, because that would be a huge pain. It's almost always a huge pain whenever a game includes a loot animation. Yeah, are all these standing stones the result of one of those rituals? Is that what that was implying? With the monster thing?
Ah, you are from the continent, are you not? You are different than the people from here.
And you're not.
Delighted to see you again, Sister Ephesia.
Father Petrus, is that really you? What are you doing here?
Merely a courtesy call.
How might I help you?
How has your mission fared up until now, sister?
Not very well, I'm afraid. I haven't been able to get much from these villagers. Their chief and their priest are evasive when questioned. As for the other natives, their behavior can be quite odd. They'll spend hours just staring into the void. But as soon as I come close, they chase me away. They frighten me, I must admit. There is a heavy veil of evil here. I feel it, but I'm not able to find from whence it comes. Perhaps you should talk to them. They may speak to you.
That does seem like
Anything
incredibly
else?
strange behavior. Hello, Cordelia Ambrose. That sounds fake. No offense, if you're a real person. But I have my suspicions. If you are real, though, hello, welcome. If not, go. Be on, thought. You know how these things go.
Have you been here for a long time?
Since the beginning of my investigation. A few weeks, perhaps, although it feels like months. I'm not particularly fond of the wild, and I find this place unsettling.
I see.
She doesn't look like she's fond of the wild.
That will be all, Sister Ephesia. Thank you.
Dressed in, like, stark white pilgrimy outfit. She does not look like she's a fan of the wild. Alright, well, let's see. Apparently villagers just... Oh, doing this. I see. Yeah, that's, prayerful? Meditative? Both? Interesting.
Go away, Renaig say. You are not welcome in my home.
Oh, okay. That's understandable, I suppose, but this village is still very strange. I have to say, all of the other villages I've been to, have been very, have been very lively. People walking around, people doing things, which honestly is quite impressive, just from a design standpoint, that they managed to make the villages so active, without overtaxing the NPC pathfinding and such. Vedalug, huh? These people seem not to be excessively weird. Just practicing throwing spears, right? Do this first, since we're right here. Let's talk to the Donegad. Because it's not Donegad. It's because, again, I have to remember that except for weird, rare exceptions, the diphthong I doesn't exist in their language, unless it does, like Renaigsa. That is a little thing that peeves me. Anyway, let's see what's up.
Good day. Are you the wise man of this village?
Just Sir Donegad.
Tir Dumad Renaigse. I am the Donegad, yes.
I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
The people of your island are constantly asking questions, yet reject any answers that displease them. Questions have no value when one already claims to know the answers.
But
that is wise.
It is your case. You believe you know the answers. You seek only their
Very Socratic.
Answer your own questions. At least then the answers will please you, and we shall be done with your foolishness.
That is not what I...
Qua awelem seg. May your answers fill your day with bounty.
So I take it the roots are actually growing out of their heads. By they, I mean Ciora and him. I assume that's all Donegad, or maybe all on Manawi, or something. Part of the process of, I'm assuming, turning into the big beasties. Or linking with the big beasties. Something like that. In any case, what I was saying, it's very Socratic. In order to learn something, you have to know that you don't know. And if you think you already know something, then you can't learn it. And this is really the benefit to not to be overly trite about it, but the benefit to having an open mind, to the willingness to accept the possibility that there is something you don't know. That this kind of maybe clashes with the kind of thing that I was talking to Kevin about Thursday. The question of dogmatism. because I do think that there is a real significant use of dogma, which is as a kind of baseline, things that we don't need to question. But those are things that we only don't need to question things if we know, if we can reasonably and certainly know that there isn't something else to learn about it. And even things that we know dogmatically, things that we know with absolute moral certainty, we should be open to the possibility that there is more to it than we know at the moment. There's more to learn on top of what we already know. So yes, even if you do have solid answers about something, there is still always going to be the possibility of learning more on top of that. All right, let's see.
Ber Tirtumad on Olmenawi. I am Deirdre, daughter of Enora, daughter of Rowena, Mal of this clan. Is it you who helped my warriors discover what the men of the Red Sand were doing?
Indeed.
Then I thank you. It's probably because you are an Onolmenawi that you are different from the other Renaigse. What do you seek?
First of all, I'd love to know what that word means, but you're not going to tell me. So instead, I'm going to ask about the cult of demons. But first, I need to, again, like I said, I need to answer another email because this is one of those things which is wildly inappropriately timed, asking for clarification on what an assignment is. An hour and 14 minutes before it's due. So, give me one moment. Let me give a brief reply here. I apologize for the interruptions, but again, this does in fact come first. Hold on. That's good enough. There we go. Erica says what I wanted to say, which is Anyway, sorry for peeking at the microphone, but justified, really. Very justified. Anyway. I mean... Come on, guys. All of this information has been available to you since the semester started, but what are you going to do? Let's not go straight to the demon. Let's build up to that. Let's go with the clan first, then beliefs and rituals. Or let's go clan, then rituals, then beliefs, then missionaries, then demon. Let's do that. That sounds.
Can you tell me about
your
clan?
My people are proud, full of courage and tough. That which destroys others makes us stronger. Many of them fear us, even amongst the other clans, because the fury of the Storm Warriors is a story often told. But when we are not fighting, we are peaceful people, and we are happy guarding over our sacred woods.
That's kind of tautological. When we're not fighting, we are a peaceful people. What? That's like saying when it is not daytime, it is night. Thank you, Mo. But anyway, Erica says it would drive me to drink, and I'm not even the damn professor. Well, cheers to that.
What can you tell me about your rituals?
I have heard this question before. You sound like the Mind Shaker woman. The rituals are the business of the Donegada, not of the Renoigse. Anything more?
Ooh, she says Renoigse. That's interesting. So most of the time they've been saying Renaigse, and they've been using the I diphthong, but she said Renoigse.
Concerning this story about a cult.
Enough. Enough questions. I have nothing more to say.
Okay, well, she's not going to help. Anything more we can do here?
What do you seek?
Concerning this story about a cult.
Enough. Enough questions. I
didn't
have
think
nothing
so.
more to say.
Alright, I didn't think so. Okay, well, that was not productive. Alright. Okay, no, you don't want to say anything. You're just sitting. You're just standing there. There's some kind of a ritual surrounding this tree, which is growing out of a pool. Pool predates the tree, clearly. By a lot.
Leave me be. Even your thoughts are loud and break my beak.
Can't you leave us alone, Monissanai?
Traitor. An Anolmenawe does not wear the dress of the stranger.
Okay, ma'am, you're using a sword of the strangers. Whatever.
Birtir to Madrenaikse.
Good.
Do you want something?
Yeah, actually. Someone who's not yelling at us immediately. Nice.
Could you answer a few questions?
Questions, questions. It is a word that you adore. Let us play a game. If you answer my questions, I will answer yours.
If it's the only way to
Fair
get
is fair.
answers, then let's play.
I am pleased. We will have fun. But beware, no lies. What name is given the place from where you come?
I come from Serene, a grand city on the continent of Gicane.
Really?
Gicane,
It is
huh?
possible that you come from there, but I believe that this is not your land. Your turn.
Okay, rituals first.
What can you tell me about the rituals?
Oh, I see what interests you. You want to know how our warriors are so strong, but I don't have an answer.
Oh, but okay.
It is a secret of the Donegad. The rituals I know are made to celebrate nature, to honor and bring her blessings upon us. Let's try something else. Are you on Olmenawi with your land? Or did you inherit your link from your parents?
How am I going to answer this? I have to assume that if I answer, he'll say I don't know?
I'm not bound, or at least I haven't done anything in particular to bind myself.
Then it was your parents. One of them at least must have been Donegad. Your turn.
That's odd. Okay.
Could you tell me more about your beliefs?
What a strange question.
It is,
I
really.
don't believe. I know. Nature is alive. A forest is like a village. Every river, every rock, every beast, the land itself, all live, all speak to us. In exchange for these gifts, we honor her, give her our dead. This is the way of things. We do everything in our power to protect her. It was fun. More than with a woman who makes light. She did not want to play.
Doesn't sound particularly demonic. Pagan, certainly. Animistic, maybe. Okay, never mind. Or I don't speak that.
You have a strange stare, Renaikse. Leave me alone.
Not the warriors down here. Anything you guys have? No, doesn't look like it. Alright, never mind. Huh. I know the Donegad didn't want to say anything. What am I missing? Where do you talk to her? There's someone up there? How do we get over there? Oh, this way, okay. Oh, it's the guy who didn't want us to come in his house. That's right.
Birtir Dumad, Anal Manawi. What do you want?
How about the... Let's just be upfront with this guy. He already doesn't like us.
This question will seem strange to you, but do you know anything about a demon?
A demon?
A dark spirit, if you prefer.
No. There is no such thing as dark spirits. Your question is not strange. Foolish, perhaps.
Maybe explain what that means.
Tell me about the missionaries that came here. Those who wear the symbol of the sun on their clothing.
When they came, they spoke about their bright and shiny god. They told us we were wrong, said that nature was just nature, and not to be worshipped. These men know nothing. We ignored them. They finally left, and then the woman came to us. She sniffed around everywhere, asking many questions, just like you. I was told that she tried to enter my own home. I even saw her trying to follow me in the woods. She must be careful. It is easy to get lost in the woods, or cross paths with wild beasts.
That was definitely a threat. Okay. Yeah, so they definitely are, I mean... They're wrong about worshipping nature, clearly. Nature is created, it's not the creator. It is not that than which nothing greater can be thought, the Tillich's ultimate concern, or anything like that. It's not God. But if what they mean is that they are reverencing nature, I think that can fit into something like a monotheistic framework, which is what I take Theleme's beliefs to be about, is this kind of monotheism. It can... So, the reverence for nature, and acknowledging our filial relationship to nature, at least in a sense, can be integrated with a monotheistic framework. Now, it's not necessarily that even a filial relationship to nature is not technically correct from a real-world perspective. We have something more like a... we can go to, say, St. Francis, who pointed out that nature is not a mother, but a little sister. Right? It is a part of creation on par with us, but below us. On par with relationship to God, but in terms of our own particular relationship, us, qua humans, to nature, we're above nature. So there is that. But it doesn't necessarily need to be that way. Right? That is not necessarily. That's not necessarily the case. That is the case because of how God created the world, reality-wise, not necessarily in this context. So it is possible to reverence other things above oneself. And if nature is one of those things, or the spirits of nature, then that's a possibility, and it doesn't necessarily conflict with monotheism. Okay, he seems to know a good deal about what they think of nature and the forest and all that, so let's see.
What can you tell me about the beliefs of your village?
The beliefs of the village? That is a strange question for an Onol Manawi. Our beliefs are the same as those of the other clans. We believe in the earth that carries us and feeds on our dead, in the rain that quenches us and drowns us, in the beasts that feed us, and in those that eat us. I do not know what more I can say to you. Everyone shares these beliefs.
But this is the other thing, too, is this assumes a very... I guess I would say a very Protestant understanding of religion. That religion is propositional. That in order to understand someone's religion, someone's relationship with that which is above them, someone's piety, in other words, that the primary thing to understand is what they believe. And like I said, this is a very Protestant understanding of the world, and it's part of the reason why a lot of Protestant missionaries deeply, deeply misunderstood native cultures compared to Catholic missionaries who did a much better job, because Catholicism is still deeply ritualistic and deeply orthopraxic, involved with the nature of ritual, right? As we're saying here, right? What are your rituals about? That, I think, is a more relevant question than what do you believe? Because if you ask someone, what do you believe? And you don't have this sort of Protestant framework of religion as belief, as propositional, then if you ask somebody, what do you believe? That's such an incredibly open-ended question. They could answer with practically anything. Like, I believe that I've got about half a beer left. It's something I believe. I believe it wholeheartedly. My whole mind, with my whole heart, with my whole soul. I believe I have about half a beer left. But it's not like that's something important, and that's clearly not what someone is asking. You ask about your religious, quote, beliefs. This is something that I think that William Kavanaugh gets right primarily in his book, The Myth of Religious Violence, when he points out that the concept of religion is not transhistorical and transcultural, that it is seated, that the concept of religion as we understand it today in the modern West, especially in the Anglosphere, is settled very much in the Protestant Enlightenment. That it is that is entirely propositional, and that it is, he's got a whole list. I'll put a link to both the book that I'm referring to, which is fantastic, by the way. I highly cannot highly enough recommend the book. I still want to do something like a reading club kind of thing, a book club sort of reading group for the book. But I want to figure out a better format than the one I did, the last one that I did for SCOTUS. So something to think about. Like I said, I really do want to read that with some of you guys, some of my audience, and some of my current, former ex-students, whatever. It's a great book, and it really, really represents a paradigm shift in how you understand religion in its cultural context. Anyway, with that in mind, let's ask about what's more relevant. The idea of their rituals, and what is that for? What are they doing, and how they understand it?
What can you tell me about your rituals?
Our rituals? Nothing. Nothing at all. They do not concern me. I am not a denegad. Even you should be able to tell that. Why you bother me with these questions? I am only a gatherer. Go and bother someone else.
Gatherer.
You're different from the others. What is your role in the village?
Different? Why?
Well, for one, you answer me when I speak.
You others, when we don't answer you, you start digging for answers everywhere else. I am a gatherer.
That's true.
I hunt a little. I do my part for the life of the village.
All right,
I must leave now. Thank you for your help.
Okay. Let's go back to the Sister Ephesia. To Daub. Oh, hey, campsite. Nice. Gave me experience, too.
Anything new?
No. The investigation has gone stale. The villagers won't even engage in conversation with me now. Perhaps you should talk to them. They may speak to you.
I already did.
I managed to exchange a few words with some villagers, but I admit they don't seem keen to talk.
And did they tell you anything worth sharing?
I know little more about their beliefs. They worship nature and do not intend to It is certainly different from the Luminous faith, but it's hardly demonic worship. Yet, there's something strange about this village. One of the villagers that spoke with me seemed truly worried. On edge, even.
I think I know of whom you speak. A man always looking over his shoulder. He often sneaks out of the village like a thief. I attempted to follow him, but he always eludes me. I tried to get into his hut to see if he was hiding anything.
We should look into that
Someone was
guy.
always there.
Then we should give it a try. Perhaps we'll fare better.
This fellow did not seem very honest. If he's hiding something from us, perhaps we can find out what it is by searching his house.
He doesn't look inclined to let us in. We'll have to distract him.
We could break one of his pots, that would keep him busy. Or we could ask for it.
I can't pretend to be clumsy, but we'll have to work fast, and it will only work once.
Well, you can try that.
Do you want something?
Might I ask you a
See if
few
we can get help
questions about
first.
the villagers?
More questions? You really like this game. You really do.
If we could avoid the...
Very well. But be brief then, because it is not good fun.
What can you tell me about that man down there? I spoke to him, and he seemed... nervous.
Don't hold it against him. The people of the
I don't
night
like
have
her.
already questioned us. That makes him distrustful. He is a man of few words, but he is devoted to the village and listens to the Dene god with great attention. He is a gatherer, but everyone knows he wants to become the next Voglendyke, the next servant of Dene god.
Where does this man live?
Down there. His dwelling is right in front of my own.
I would like to take a look inside.
What? Why would you want to do that? It is his home. You have nothing to do there if you are not invited.
Let's ask nicely. I'm not going to try and threaten her. I don't think that will go well.
I really must go inside. I need to clarify something. If you can help us.
This request is strange. I know it is for you as well. But we must prove that the suspicions cast upon our village are not true. These people of Teleme will not give up their search without this.
Very well. I shall distract him, but be discreet and very quick. And be respectful of what you find there. Be good.
Be good. Yeah, so don't loot the place is what I'm hearing.
Oi! Toiges! Radayem Redit Quad!
Okay.
What a horrible mask. How can someone wear such a thing unless they're worshipping some dark creature?
This is just a mask they wear in battle to intimidate their enemies, nothing more.
Not taking any of that. Again, not stealing things. I'd rather not... Oh, that's interesting.
This painting is frightening. Evoking war. A bloodbath under the likeness of a grimacing face.
Yeah, I just walk right past him, because why not? No. What else am I looking for? Oh, what's this? Oh, that's so creepy.
Incredibly morbid. I wonder what sort of spirit could be venerated in this.
This is exactly the kind of proof we've been looking for. An evil cult, far from some naive veneration of nature and other island spirits.
The man that worships a magic lamp speaks of being naive. Oh, how it is sharp.
Siora, I am sorry. What I really wanted to say was that...
Leave it, old man. I know exactly what it is you wanted to say.
All these gruesome and bloody horrors leave no room for doubt. There is a demonic cult. We should go tell Sister Ephesia.
I have a bad feeling about how this is going to end. Erica says, dude, I was stealthing and hiding and waiting for the guy to go by, and you just literally walked past him to get into his house, lol. Yeah, apparently he got well and truly distracted by his neighbor chick. I'm assuming there's some sexual tension. I don't know. I could be wrong, but... it doesn't really seem like there's much of another way she could have so thoroughly distracted him so quickly. But maybe. Could have been perfectly innocent. But I don't know if I trust cultists.
Did you learn anything?
No, nothing more. Were you able to get inside the nervous man's hut?
I was able to sneak into the hut of our mystery man.
And what did you discover?
Some troubling things. A ritual mask, a rather morbid altar, and a fresco depicting a massacre.
By the Enlightened. To think these unholy things were so near. Finally, the proof we need that there's a blood-worshipping cult here. They cannot perform their heinous pagan rituals in the village, and I'm certain that it's where our nervous friend sneaks off to. I failed to find where he goes, but you have already proven more competent than I.
I shall try. Hopefully he won't lead us into a trap.
Thank you for your help.
If he does,
Good luck.
Let's do it.
We should wait until nightfall and follow him.
If he leads us into a trap, we'll just beat up the trap. It's fine. Let's bring the trap. As Obi-Wan would say. Did say. Anyway. Okay.
Here we
Let's
could
just
hide and wait. We would be able to see where the sleepless boy goes during nightfall.
Yeah, let's go. Let's wait.
My child, it's time to wake up. Our nervous friend.
Now I'm gonna sneak snunk. Oh, he's like booking it. He's booking it. Okay. Okay. Is he just gonna walk right past those... Oh. The bat things? Really? We're gonna have to go the long way around the bats, aren't we? Damn. Or we're gonna have to fight the bastards. I wanna fight the stupid bats. No, no, no. No, no, no. Nope, come on, don't do it. Don't fight me. Damn it. Darn it. Guess we just have to follow the road then, because we failed to keep up with the bastard. How are you supposed to do that anyway? And how did he sneak past all the bats? Not fair. Alright. Well, let's just go. Oh, this is very ritualistic and spooky.
Where could our man have gone?
He must have gone through this door, made out of roots.
Huh. Yeah. This is real sketchy. Oh. Is this a vision, or is this actually happening?
What's happening? You are so pale. Did the lightning-struck tree speak to you?
In a way. I saw many images. They were so real. As if I was the tree itself.
Do tell. This vision is surely the key to the portal.
I was this tree, and my branches were shaken by a storm so strongly that they hurt terribly. The heavens caught fire several times, and I felt the lightning strike and pierce me through and through. A sinister warmth took hold of my entire body in an instant, and flames began to devour me. Life left me. All was calm, and I had a taste of cinder in my mouth. In spite of this, I continued to feel. And the rain began to fall on my roots, and at the very heart of my being, I felt the sap begin to flow again. A shoot appeared on my darkened roots. Then the vision dissipated. I have never experienced anything like it before.
Huh. So it's not... That's interesting. It's way deeper than what is it like to be a bat. It's what is it like to be a tree. I don't know if you understand the I don't know if that's too deep of a reference. This is a reference to a John Searle essay, a philosopher, mostly philosophy of mind. And he points out that that qualia, our qualitative experiences, are not simply equivalent to those of things that are radically different from us, like bats or like any other animals. That our qualitative experiences seem to be, or at least probably are, directly conditioned by our corporeality, our embodiment, the kind of creatures that we are. And so we cannot possibly know what it is like to be another creature. And so if you experienced what it was like to be another kind of creature, like in this case a tree, which would be even more radical, if such a thing is even possible. I don't think trees necessarily have qualia, but whatever. Let's assume they do for the sake of argument here. That it would be that kind of mind-shattering and mind-altering. It would be so incredibly bizarre.
This stone is adorned with the etching of a drop of water.
That it would be basically incomprehensible.
I must have lit the candles in the wrong order.
Oh, what? Oh, excuse me.
Tell us again exactly what you saw, my child.
I was this tree, and my branches were shaken by a storm so strongly that they hurt terribly. The heavens caught fire several times, and I felt the lightning strike and pierce me through and through. A sinister warmth took hold of my entire body in an instant, and flames began to devour me. Life left me. All was calm, and I had a taste of cinder in my mouth. In spite of this, I continued to feel. And the rain began to fall on my root, and at the very heart of my being, I felt the sap begin to flow again.
Interesting.
A shoot appeared on my darkened roots. Then the vision dissipated. I have never experienced anything like it before.
So, it's got to be wind. What is this? What is this supposed to be?
The drawing on this stone resembles a symbol that must represent the earth.
Earth. No, it's got to be the wind.
This stone bears the image of a storm, or perhaps the wind.
It's a wind. 6 of them. Oh my god. Okay. Wind. What is this? What is this?
This stone is blackened, eaten away.
Death.
I think it's supposed to evoke death.
No, okay. That's fire, and that's also... what is this? This isn't fire.
This stone is adorned
Water.
with the etching of a drop of water.
Okay, that's fire. So it's got to be wind, lightning.
The drawing on this stone represents light.
Okay, it's wind, lightning, fire, death, water, rebirth.
The drawing on this stone makes me think of fire. I'm certain.
Okay. Fire, then death, right? Yup. Okay, death.
This drawing looks like an infant. Could it represent life?
Yeah, it's gotta be water next. Water, then rebirth. Okay. There we go. Okay. Cool. That was a cool puzzle. Okay, that was a really cool puzzle. I gotta remember that. I might use that for D&D. I might have to use that for D&D. That was really cool. That was one of those where the answer wasn't painfully obvious just from the description. That was one of those where it really had to pay some attention to it.
Quiet.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Oh, there's a lot of them. Oh, wow. Okay.
Klosi garamam italami olflinau ich egrem. Klosi kademta yentis olarabeni aol slai. Vanqua sakengedem fradem adigalem. Linquid winterbu so galansani. Togombenis gremos nigawi. Renkasi e krimaderem denegao edent. Klos duis arujekt nes diri.
This is not good. En un mil frictimen.
Esfarnu fradi, damagengadan, yadiga ladandian, esfarnu fradi, dawi gaishidon, agesfarnu fradi, dawi gremosenagui.
I see a face in the tree. Faces. A lot of faces. Okay.
What a strange ritual. I have never seen anything like it. The rituals of my village are not quite as scary.
In any case, Teleme's story suddenly sounds way more plausible. The Denegad who performed the ritual was the villagers. We should go talk to Deirdre.
Well, yeah, that's certainly weird. That is certainly weird. The village's Denegad is secretly involved in whatever that was. Blood magic, basically. So it would seem. Is this the right way? Oh, this is the right way. Nope. Okay. My bad. Took a long turn. And they were, of course, spoken to by the spooky tree with a bunch of faces in it. That was troubling as well.
What do you seek?
We found your sanctuary and assisted in one of your blood rituals. Was the apparition we witnessed the demon the priests were talking about?
What is clear is these priests know nothing, and you know nothing.
The ritual. I've never seen anything like it. I hoped you'd be able to explain what they were trying to achieve. As you can see, my companion is not a Renaigse like the others. He bears our likeness. Please share your knowledge with us. Grant us the chance to understand.
Very well. I'll attempt to help you make sense of what you witnessed. The ritual you saw is a ceremony to summon forth the strength of our warriors. Our people have always lived in harmony with nature. Our very existence revolves around her. She talks to us and takes on many faces. What you have witnessed is just one of many. Confronting the threat that the Renoixi make up, we called them for their blessing, and they appeared to us.
Can we contact them? I mean, is communication possible?
What you witnessed was not a discussion. But if you visit a sanctuary, you may see one of the faces, and then you will be able to talk. Past the mountains and head to the swamps. There, if you perform the ritual, you will see them come, though what you will hear may not be to your liking.
That doesn't seem like a good way of resolving this situation. Hey, there's a cool blood ritual. Would you like to go perform it? Sketchy. Let's go mental power. Let's just go all in on mental power. Yeah, all in on mental power, and then we'll do willpower next. Then eventually we'll do agility, so we can do better swords. Cool. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Sanctuary, huh? Ooh, a skill altar. Did I get that already? Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to go past it anyway, so let's just do that. All right. Yeah, this tree looks a lot like both of those other trees. Both the lightning struck tree and the demon tree underneath the ritual. Underneath with the ritual. Sketchy. Very sketchy. Oh, we're not even going to tell her all of that, are we? Obviously not. Because why would we? Why would we share this very insightful new information with the person we're investigating for? Erica says, so much for Petrus's quest. I mean, this is the quest that Petrus told us about, even if it's not his personal quest. His personal quest is just kind of waiting. We're waiting on that one to come up. Let's do this. Skill point. Oh, sweet. Yes. Yes. Let's go bind to 4. Techniques. Bind to 5. All right, now let's go. Yeah, I would, like I said, I was saying we're doing Petrus stuff, but we're only doing Petrus stuff insofar as he's the one who told us about this quest and requested to come with us. Okay. Yeah, we're not actually... There's no way we're going to finish Petrus's personal quest tonight. It's already 11:30. We might do this part, though. I don't know. Might finish this.
Protect me in this battle.
Ow. Okay. Huh. Oof, there's a lot of dead people here. There's a lot of dead people here. Oh, hi. Alright. Yeah, there's a lot of dead people in this swamp. Is it always that swamps are filled with dead people? It just seems like a thing, you know? Alright, let's go. Alright. Let's sell some things. Okay. Nothing new. There. Marquise boots are nice, but I don't really need them. Okay. I need more. Yeah, let me see. Stasis duration, magic regen. Oof, that's nice. Yeah, that's worth it. And I can actually give this one to Petrus. I'll give that one to Petrus. Won't I? And I'll give the other one to Siora. Oh no, that's the same. No, I'll give it to Afra. There. Cool. Now we're good. Let's continue. I hope to finish this quest line. We'll see. We'll see how I do on this. No guarantees. That's a camp. Nice. Let's go to that. Go set that up, shall we? Let's go onwards. This is spooky. I like it. I like the spooky. Oh.
What a strange party we have
Oh.
here.
Okay.
Who are you to come and disrupt our solitude?
Good day.
You?
Hour?
You are on Olmenawi and at the same time, Renaigse. So it is possible to bond yourself on your faraway island?
We are here because Teleme has asked us to carry out an investigation. They think that certain clans venerate a demon, an evil creature. We carried out our investigation of Vedlog on Chief Durdra in an attempt to discover the truth, and the clues have led us to find our answers in this sanctuary.
Durdra sent you to seek out a demon? Curious. A man from your island came already a long time ago. Full of questions he was as well. He had a small party of warriors with smoking tubes, and on their chests, a golden lion.
A lion?
The coat of arms of the Bridge Alliance. In our territory. Such boldness.
They set up a camp near here, and then they disappeared, all of a sudden.
Do you know where precisely?
It was a long time ago. I don't remember all that well. My memory has been leaving me of late. But it wasn't far from here. You will find it, I am certain. Ah, you are bringing back the memories. They were asking nearly the same questions you ask.
Erica says this whole part is annoying. I don't know. I kind of like it. The Bridge Alliance are the bad guys of this part, so that's kind of cool. Because they are clearly, you know, the bad guys. What's this? Drums? Can I shoot one? No. That didn't help me. Huh. Okay, let's go around then. Let's go up. So apparently this part's annoying, but we'll see how much I continue to enjoy it if I continue to enjoy it. We'll have to wait and see. There's a thing here. Serpent. Some kind of serpent mural.
Fresco.
Fresco, whatever.
It represents a beast of the marshes, a red serpent.
Clearly. Yes. What does that mean? No. This part. I'm assuming you mean the trying to figure out exactly what this puzzle is all about, because I assume this is a puzzle. And I assume it has to do with those drum things. I assume it has to do with the position of each of these frescoes, maybe? I don't know. What's all this?
The image is fading. I
Darn.
can't see much of anything.
That's awful. It's something, though. Alright, fine. Fine. It seems to be in the middle. Ah. A lot of running in circles, I see. That makes sense. Ah, there we go. This one's the Dragonfly. It's on the left.
A fresco in various yellow hues. It represents a sort of insect.
Yeah, okay. Dragonfly. Oh, there's the camp. How do I get there? How do I get over there? Come on. Really? Really? That's irritating. Can't get over there, can I? Darn it. Okay. Maybe if I go to the... Oh, I don't even know where it was. That was it, isn't it? The drum thing? Well, whatever. The camp is right back here. I know I need to find that and see what's up here. Ooh, come back to the drums. It was snake something dragonfly. Ooh, ow. Sorry. Phone. Then dragonfly right where the microphone is. On our left.
The swamp consumed these bodies almost entirely. These must be the Renaize the Hermit told us about.
Probably. You can still discern the crest of the Alliance on this dome. Let's search the area.
Ah,
there might still be something interesting.
Need to find the key, don't I? Either that or Patras. Wait, who can give me... Okay. Ooh, Potion of the Demonic Ritual. That's troubling. It would be enough to pour a simple concoction of nightshade berries to call the creature. A ritual probably relies on the fact that these poisonous berries have purifying properties in small doses. Unless it is pure imitation, the poison of the berries, the poison of the swamp. Okay. Question the old hermit. What about the damn key? There's gotta be a key. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Lockpicking. Can I? Darn, I don't have skill enough. Darn it. Okay. Alright, fair enough, I suppose. He gives me charisma. He gives me vigor. Who the heck gives me lockpicking anyway? Oh my gosh, everyone is suspicious except for the merchants and natives? Ugh. Oh, I passed some bodies with dark orange highlighting earlier. Oh, I did. Okay. I'll have to find out where. Where? No. Do you remember where, roughly? I know there were bodies. And here's some bodies, but that doesn't help me. If you don't happen to remember where, if you do happen to remember where, that would be helpful. I tripped. Okay, so you ended the game with everyone being friendly to you? That's good news. How am I doing on that? Am I, like, way behind on this? Screwing things up? Making enemies everywhere? Or am I just that early in the game still? Because I have the feeling that I'm, like, nearing the end of maybe the first third? Or so? I don't know. That's the feeling I get. That's kind of the impression I'm getting. Up on the ridge where you first said you saw the camp. Oh, okay. I was up this way. Damn it. Okay. Okay, back this way. 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 I know what you're talking about. I know right where you're talking about. Yeah, like I said, though, I have very little desire to be friendly with the Bridge Alliance, honestly, but... Thank you for pointing the bodies out to me. Easy to miss things in the swamp. Also easy to miss things, it's much easier for backseat gamers to see, honestly. No, not that way. It's this way. Erica says, yeah, lol. Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna recover, lol. I really hope you're kidding, but you might not be. I'm a little concerned about that. Where are the bodies? They were right here. This is the ridge. Oh, that's Petra's. Scared the crap out of me. Just poofed out of the middle of nowhere. Zoomed out of the fog. Oh, hello. Hello. Old rusty key. There it is. Okay, sweet. Page torn from Professor Seraphetin's journal. One of our carriers was attacked by a majestic swamp creature. One of the creatures who the natives call Nadai Gvedimen. Took him away with its large tentacles. Before we had a chance to do anything, we attempted to help him. We eventually managed to cut off the appendage, but unfortunately the poor boy was already dead. We'll have to be more careful in the future because... Against a wall. Yeah, I found the corpses. I found the corpse. At least that one. The relevant one. Found the relevant corpse. Let's go back. This way. Yeah, I'm genuinely not sure if you're serious about not knowing if I'll be able to recover as far as reputation goes, but I'm assuming it'll be fine. I'm assuming the lol indicates a joke, but who knows, you know? Okay. Loot. Potion of the demonic rich. Oh, there we go. I don't need the recipe because I have the potion. Sweet. Alright, so... Are you saying this whole thing was the Bridge Alliance's fault? Is that what I'm supposed to gather from this? Because I'm, like, so ready to believe it. I'm so ready to believe that. I love blaming things on the Bridge Alliance. They're my favorite scapegoats. Especially when things are actually their fault. Oh, nightshade berries, there we go. Okay.
What do you want, strange stranger?
We found the camp you spoke of. Well, all that remains of it.
I told you. You were not the first Renagse went by here.
Many died. What happened?
I warned them, I remember. They did not listen very well. Too bad. Their weapons were strange and powerful, but not enough so. The marsh is more powerful still.
That doesn't seem to bother you all that much.
Teofradi gives, Teofradi takes back. But you're still here. What do you want again?
Excuse me.
I found this note. It speaks of a ritual, but it is incomplete. Do you know anything else about it?
A ritual? Yes, there is a ritual for the impatient. For me, it serves no purpose. I am here.
I wait.
But for me, it would be useful. Can you help?
There must have her reasons. The folly of youth. Do you see those drums over there? They awaken the earth, as long as you play them correctly.
They will awaken the earth.
Oh, and that's not all. Once the earth is awakened, the stone will appear that must be quenched.
Quench a stone?
But you're still here. What do you want again?
Okay, I assume again the drums have something to do with the 3 frescoes. And the quenching of the stone has something to do with the demon potion. But we'll see.
How do you play the drums?
Oh, that's easy. The music is the first language of Tiafrani. It resonates with the air. You need only respect the natural order for the earth to hear you. A predator, a prey. The cycle.
That's not really all that clear.
Come now, come now. You must first make the snake rattle, unless it is first to beat the insect. Alas, time devours all memories. I do remember one thing though.
I'm listening.
Each drum must only be played one time, and only once. But you're still here. What do you want to
So predator, prey, extra prey. Whatever the third one is. Interesting. Okay, fair enough.
Quench a stone. What does that mean?
So follow the food chain.
Trickles on the stone and returns to us, empowered by its force. But sometimes, water is not enough.
This note I found explains a recipe. A potion thought to contain the essence of this place. That's what must be poured over the stone.
Oh, yes. No doubt. No doubt.
But
you're still here. What do you want again?
No, that's it.
Nothing.
Okay.
I shall leave you alone.
We have the potion, so that means I think we should be able to go and play the drums. Hopefully we can figure that one out. What is the middle one, anyway? What is this? Oh, it's a gecko. Okay, it's a lizard. So it goes... Snake? Lizard. Dragonfly.
Evidently, we made a mistake.
Are you kidding me?
Protect me in this battle.
Does the snake not eat the gecko? Maybe the lizard, maybe it goes up. Maybe is eaten by the lizard. Is eaten by the snake. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Stone? Is that the stone?
Something's appeared over there. It seems as if it's some type of altar.
Okay.
Looks like an altar. The stone. That must be where we need...
Yes. Okay, pour the potion. Defeat the creature. Great. We pour the potion onto the creature's head, and it gets mad about it. Hey, a tentacle monster. With teeth. Teethies. And oh, god, that's creepy. Ooh. It's not the tentacles that are creepy, honestly. It's the hands. It's really the hands. Ow. Okay, cool. No more armor. Okay. Ooh, jiggly monster.
monster dog! Killed! You killed her! Monsters! Murder!
You knew her, old man? Before she became a Nadaig?
May the earth swallow you whole! You and those from their dark oil! They must all be destroyed! But Enol Milfrictimen will stop them! He will chase you all away! Murderers!
Enon Milfrictimen was the name of that tree. The tree demon.
We didn't have a choice. We were only defending ourselves.
Shiora, what is he talking about? Why is he so furious, and who is Enon Milfrictim?
I believe he is furious because he knew the Nadaig before she bonded. He mourns her in this way. It was a Donegad who received very much power, and who traded herself completely.
Are you saying that that creature was once a woman?
Yes, like you and me. Anyone who draws upon the power of the earth becomes one of their faces in exchange. As for your other question, Enon Milfrictimen means one of 1,000 faces.
This name rings a bell. I've heard it before. It is surely the name of the demon we seek to expose.
Enon Milfrictimen. I doubt that you can understand.
But enough to think that this being wants us harmed? Perhaps it's the source of the Malachor.
And why is that? Why would the source of your sickness come from here?
I don't know, Shiora. But didn't this man just say that this being would hunt us down? We need to learn more.
It is a demon. Or basically, functionally, practically a demon. Alright, but we're done here. So let's get out of here. Get out of the swamp. Alright, let's get out of the swamp and let's head back to New Serene, yeah? Probably. There's our camp, but that's fine. We don't need that. We're right here, near the exit. Here's the travel point. Let's go. Discover the creature's secret. Yeah, but at the same whoops, I accidentally hit exit. At the same time, we're almost out of time for tonight. I don't think we're gonna have time to quite finish this. Not quite. So I think we need to go back to. I think I'm gonna go home for right now. I think I will call it slightly early tonight because I do want to make sure that all of my class stuff is all taken care of, just in case. First off, let's sell everything off and do all this stuff. And while I just sort of go over everything else, anything else that we are missing out on. So, anyway, if you haven't seen it yet, there is also the latest, the most recent of my On the Fall of the Devil lectures. Ooh, Medal of St. Matthias. Healing. And a bunch of resistances. That's nice. Not for me, though. For somebody else. Who needs that? I should give that to, what's-his-face? To, Petrus. Definitely should give that to Petrus. In any case, like I said, I have the most recent of the Vasco and Petrus. Wait, to talk to the Knot. Bring Vasco to talk to the Knots. Vasco and Siora, or Vasco and Petrus. Okay, I'll bring Vasco and Petrus when I go talk to the Knots when we start next time. Remind me next time. I'll forget. I hope I won't forget. Actually, you know what? I know I won't forget if... Well, no, because I got to finish this quest first. So I won't be doing that right away when we start next time. I am going to be doing the ending of this little quest line first, then going to talk to the Knots, and of course I'm going to bring Vasco. But you say really interesting if I bring Petrus, so I will. I will do that. Make sure to remind me. Otherwise, like I said, if you haven't seen it yet, make sure that you take a look at my most recent, my third of 3 lectures on Anselm's on the Fall of the Devil. Wonderful dialogue, great talk between me and my class that I think is definitely worth listening to. In addition, like I've said, I do eventually want to do something like a reading group for Kavanaugh's Myth of Religious Violence. So if you can think of a better format for that sort of thing, please do let me know, because I want to do something about it, but I don't know exactly what. Anyway, we'll see. So that's all I've got for tonight. That's all I've got time for. Like I said, I want to make sure my class and stuff is all settled and all set and all ready for their deadline in about 5 minutes. So thank you all for joining me. I hope to see you again on Thursday, and then next week as well. Let's see while I talk about this. We're going to be picking up next Monday right here, and picking up with Greedfall. And then next week, or Thursday, we're going to be continuing Dragon Age Inquisition. We're going to be done for the moment in the Hinterlands. We actually managed to do all of the questy stuff there, and a couple of side quests. And then we're moving on from there into actual plot stuff. So we may find most of the companions this week. Otherwise, we're probably going to have to wind up deciding whether to side with the mages or side with the Templars. That is a major decision that shapes basically the entire rest of the game in a lot of ways. Oh gosh, excuse me. Both for character reasons and for story reasons and for just gameplay reasons, I'm thinking I'm leaning very much toward siding with the mages. I almost always side with the mages over the Templars, but I'm open to suggestions. Anyway, thank you all for joining me tonight. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and hope to see you again next time.